You're listening to Historical Perspectives with Mr. Malt. Learn about life by looking at our history. Teachers, for more information about historical perspectives, search Mr. Malt's Marketplace on Teachers Pay Teachers or at mrmaltmarketplace.com. Happy learning!
Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is a fun and unusual holiday celebrated every year on February 2nd. It's a day when people gather to find out if spring will come early or if winter will stick around a little longer. But the star of the show isn't a person, it is a groundhog. A groundhog, sometimes called a woodchuck, is a small furry animal that lives in burrows. It's great at digging and loves to eat plants, but on Groundhog Day, all eyes are on a very special groundhog named Punxsutawney Phil. The history of Groundhog Day. The tradition of Groundhog Day started a long time ago. It goes back to an old belief from Europe that certain animals like badgers or hedgehogs could predict the weather. When people moved to America, they brought this idea with them. Since groundhogs were common in the U.S., they became the animal for this weather guessing event. The first official Groundhog Day happened in 1887 in a town called Punxsutawney. This is in Pennsylvania. That's where Phil lives and where the biggest celebration takes place. How it works. Here's how Groundhog Day works. Early in the morning on February 2nd, a group of people called the Inner Circle gathers at Gobbler's Knob, a hill in Punxsutawney. They wear fancy suits and top hats and wake up Phil from his burrow. Everyone watches to see what Phil will do. If Phil comes out of his burrow and sees his shadow, it means 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow, then spring is on its way. Of course, it's all just for fun. Phil doesn't really control the seasons, but people love the tradition and enjoy celebrating. The big celebration. Punxsutawney throws a huge party for Groundhog Day. Crowds of people come to town for music and food and the big moment when Phil makes his prediction. The whole event is broadcast on TV, so even if you don't live near Punxsutawney, you can still watch it. Many other places also have their own groundhogs for Groundhog Day, but Phil is the most famous of them all. Fun facts about groundhogs. Groundhogs are really good at digging tunnels. Their burrows can be more than 20 feet long. They hibernate during the winter, which means they sleep for months to stay warm and save energy. A groundhog can whistle. If it feels scared, it sometimes makes a loud whistling sound to warn others. Phil has been making weather predictions for over 100 years, but the current Punxsutawney Phil isn't that old, of course. Groundhogs only live about 6 years in the wild. Why we love Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is a fun way to bring people together during the chilly months of winter. It's a mix of history and tradition and silliness with a little hope for the arrival of spring. Whether Phil sees his shadow or not, it's always a good time. Next time February 2nd rolls around, grab some hot chocolate, watch the festivities, and cheer for Phil as he takes the spotlight.
Thanks for listening to this Historical Perspective. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. Also, search for Historical Perspectives on Teachers Pay Teachers to learn more about other topics, such as the Golden Gate Bridge, Henry Ford, schools in the early 1900s, and so much more. Happy learning!